You can do it showtime.
I can if you want me.
It's showtime. Or is it showbiz? Good evening, good evening. How is everybody this evening?
Oh, you Scotty.
Claire's late as normal. Hey, Sky, how are you?
That's never late.
Claire's late, always late.
Never
She's
late.
never on time.
Ask her, she'll tell you. Never late.
Hey, did you get much sleep, Scotty, from Saturday? I haven't.
I've got eyes like
I is
sheep's.
knackered.
Oh. Hello,
Hey,
Rebecca.
Rebecca, how are you, my lovely? I do apologise if I yawn. I'll put my fan up like that to hide my yawn so I don't make everybody yawn. So how are you? How's everybody this evening? I hope everybody is well. I hope you all enjoyed Saturday night's live. We sure enjoyed it anyway. It were really good being back out and mixing with everybody. It was an amazing night. So we'll get a couple of minutes before John will start reading the history. Good evening, Carol, my lovely lady. I went to bed at 4:30, woke up at 2, 9.5 hours. That's not too bad then, Scots. I'd have been all right if I hadn't have had any wine. But Simon and Clive, it were Clive, just topping me up. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Good evening, Angela. How are you, my lovely lady? I hope you're well. So tonight we're going to talk about the history of Ashbourne and some of the events that happened. Hi, Dee, sending you a big hug, my lovely lady. Hope you're well, sweets. Too much wine. I did have too much wine, Scotty. I did. Hey, yo, how are you, my lovely? I hope you're well this evening. We've got some pictures, some photos, not that we've took, that have been took. Have we got some that we took?
I've got some I've had to pinch off internet and some we took.
All right, so we've got a mixture of photos coming up.
I will tell you which ones I took.
Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, dear, I could fall asleep. God, honestly, I could really go to sleep. Right then. So, Ashbourne.
We're going to get started, isn't we?
I can't wait, man. I'm like, quick. I know. I'm hoping Jamie joins us. I've told Jamie we were going live. I'm hoping Tim and Sophie join us. Looking forward to seeing them. Evening, Anne, my lovely. I hope you're well, my sweet.
Oh, they're not photographs from Saturday, from before last time.
I think last time we went. Quite interesting. It's a brilliant place to invest. And for £150 to investigate. Do you know what? Even if you go you have got to have your own insurance, but it's not hard to get hold of your insurance. And they do it. There's some insurance companies that do. You can just have it for that one event, can't you? And it's really good. Hey, Christine, my lovely, how are you?
Hey, Christine.
We're good, thank you. I hope you're well, my lovely. It's a good place to go and investigate. And the history, as you'll see, it does go way back. There's not exactly a lot of history to be found, but Hey, Michelle, hope you're well. Looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a good night.
Some things I've got history from different places, so I think some things may be repeated, but I do apologise.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Claire's going to come on and join us as soon as she can. Can we go again? We certainly can, yo. We'll definitely look at going again. Trying to think when we'd go.
I know it was quite booked up.
It were actually booked up, yeah.
I think it was about June next one we could get.
Yeah, it were about June. Hey, Lisa, how are you, my lovely? I hope you're well. It were. I think it did say it were booked up, didn't it? Oh, excuse, I'm going to yawn. I do apologise for yawning. I do apologise for
good,
yawning.
Christine.
Marvellous, thank you. I had to drop off centre for the people of Ukraine.
I have a drop off.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Whereabouts is it, Christine? Just if you want to give it a shout out, if you want to put it in a comment where it is and where people can donate. If you can do that, and I'll put it across top of the screen, and I'll also share it on the site, my lovely.
Get a shout out.
Get a shout out. A shout out.
Shy.
Shy.
Take your starter bank.
I think I've just
sound like Simon now, don't I?
You do. You do sound like Simon. Hey, Mick, how are you, my lovely?
Hello, Mick.
I hope you're well. It's gone very quiet, yeah? Are you going to do some talking?
Yeah, so this isn't a picture I have taken. That's outside Ashbourne Town Hall. That is the front. The Town Hall steps. Lindsay, Claire and Yo-Yo on Town Hall steps. Right?
He did. He had us all on.
Plus Tim. Tim were on Town Hall steps. This is a bit worrying. Wow. Even Jamie was sat on Town Hall steps.
Jamie were on Town Hall steps.
Anyway,
yeah.
That's another story. Not for tonight.
Dear.
So Ashbourne Town Hall was built in 1861, and it was built on the site of the old Talbot Inn, known to be a den of iniquity where people who frequented it were likely to have committed acts of debauchery. The Grade 2 listed building was first constructed to be used as a market hall. The market hall was subsequently relocated to another property situated in Marketplace in years later. The town's council chambers are now located on site to the rear of the property and have been in operation since the 1970s. So it's only been really used as council chambers since the 1970s. You haven't sent a link, have you?
I have sent a link.
Oh, look at you.
I do apologise. It's Claire that can't get on. Right, that's it. Exit that off. That's it, we're back. I'll just message her and tell her we've sent it.
So, like we said, it was built on the site of the Talbot Inn. It was mentioned in Isaac Walton and Charles Cotton's The Complete Angler. In the book, Piscator Jr. and Viator stopped here for a drink on horseback before heading for the River Dove at Milldale, an early form of a drive-through.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, no. I thought you turned sound down then. I didn't think we could hear Claire. So in 1745, Bonnie Prince Charlie declared his father to be King James III in Ashbourne Marketplace during his ill-fated attempt to overthrow the Hanoverian kings. On his journey from Scotland, he stayed at Ashbourne Hall and his troops camped out in the hall grounds, now the town park. There is tunnels underneath Marketplace to the town hall, but it was closed by the council until the council closed them down until 2021. But we didn't get access to them. Good.
Oh no.
And just above the entrance to the town hall is a small memorial to Mr. Tom Fern, age 40, who was killed when the balance bar fell from the fire bell, which used to be situated above the entrance, and was being rung because of a report of a fire. The bell was used to alert fire crews to man the fire engine, then kept at the rear of the George and Dragon. Sadly, on this tragic occasion, the alert proved to be a false alarm. The phone call was traced to Elliston, but the culprit was never discovered. Mr. Fern's descendants still live in the town and arranged for this memorial to be erected in his honour. I will show you a picture of that plaque, and I will show you an old picture of the fire bell in a minute as well, where it was.
You can actually see where it would have been, can't you, on that one?
Yeah. Inside the town hall, where the council chambers are, there is a leather door, and inside there is a toilet and a trapdoor to the cellars, which again I'll show you in a bit. There are 2 milestones on either side of the entrance to the Market Town Hall. One is Georgian and was erected during the coaching era. The other is modern and commemorates the passage of the Olympic torch through Ashbourne in 2012. In 1862, the town hall had a brewery store inside of it named W.J. Myers & Co. In 1645, King Charles I came to Ashbourne on his way from the Battle of Naseby. He stayed the night at Ashbourne Hall, being entertained by the Lady Cockayne. Her husband, Sir Aston, being away with the royalist garrison at Tutbury Castle. It is recorded that the king enjoyed his stay and took a turn around the gardens. I bet he enjoyed his stay where her husband were away. In 1606, the plague hit Ashbourne, leading to 62 deaths in the town, sadly including 2 of the headmaster's children. So the ghosts that are known there. The ballroom here is known for its disembodied voices. On many occasions, the door has been seen and heard slamming shut from unseen hands. The upper floor kitchen, a dark, tall black figure has been seen, and some have reported seeing figures in the upper floor windows. The main hall is known for its sudden drastic temperature changes. Many people feel extremely uncomfortable here alone. Well, everybody said when we sat it back that they
do, but Scotty's just put a big good point up. I wonder if that teeth in. I wonder if the tunnels were through that door that we felt the cold spot by. It would make sense for the cold air to be coming up. So it could, Scott. Very true. It could be. It could have played a part in it, I suppose.
So if I stop sharing that,
I'm going to show. Oh, you can see. Oh, Bell there. Oh, you can't now.
Yeah, where Yolanda and Scotty were sat, they kept saying they were going cold in the hole, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they were like a draft that kept coming up that back bit. I kept feeling it down my legs. I think you and Anne felt it as well. Yo-Yo and Scotty had it really good. They did feel temperature change. But if Scotty's right in what he's saying...
Simon as well, Scotty,
yeah. The bell there.
That's where Bell was.
And there is the thing that comes down to pull the bell down to that box there.
So it fell from there.
Wow.
Fell from top.
That's the bar that snapped at top.
And the last time we went in, the bell you were in, do you know, in the, when you go downstairs and you got that long table where you were all sat, the bell was in a cabinet in that room the last time we went.
I presume it's now in museum.
And John thinks they've took it into museum.
Yeah, that'd make sense.
Definitely.
Because it's no longer in that cabinet.
We do have hot flushes. This is the part where Scotty actually went down this and did a little bit of filming.
I did last time.
You did.
I got down at Set Street, was flooded at bottom.
But Scotty dared to go down on his own.
It was so tiny, that gap to get through.
I couldn't have got down it. I would have got down there.
I saw somebody discussing it about this. Right. The reason there's not much of a gap, you've got to remember that's the old cellar from the Talbot Inn that's down them stairs. But that floor that's there now wouldn't be the level of the floor that was there when the Talbot Inn was in. So that's why it seems so small, because it's probably a higher floor.
Yeah.
The floor's probably lower than what it was in them
because you can see where steps are missing off, can't you? Where
it's like it's going to carry on up, isn't it?
Yeah. The stairs block most of the space down there, proper squeeze. I wouldn't have gone down for the Spideys. Spideys would have put me off going down. But Scotty did say there were water again in bottom. You couldn't get down too far.
Well, you could get to
no worries, step. Michelle, my lovely. I think when Scotty got down,
you couldn't get into bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got water in.
I'm going to read some more. In a minute, I just need to.
He needs to get right picture up, and then we can have a chit chat when he's done.
So I don't know which one you want. Ballroom, the bar, the boardroom.
Put the boardroom in because that bell might be right in back corner. Is that a picture we took?
No.
Oh. But if you look, it is, look. See bell in back corner there, look. That's where the cabinet were and the bell's there.
I will. Share.
When he puts it up.
Screen. Window. This is an older photo because the glass cabinet, it's there. It's now down here somewhere, down to this side.
I remember that room well.
On top, look. Is it on top over in cabinet?
I don't know. I'm going to zoom in a minute.
No, it's there, look.
It's there. Can you see the bell?
Yeah.
That's the bell that fell in, well, the balance bar of the bell.
Yeah.
That's the balance bar there.
Yeah.
And the bell.
That looks heavy.
It does. I'm glad you didn't say anything on the night. Scots. Ring those bells, I know. But yeah, so we were quite lucky last time, and that cabinet, you could actually unlock that cabinet because we opened it up and
I think that's why they moved it, because we took the bell.
We wouldn't have been the only ones to touch the bell. I'm sure there was others.
So the public house, the Talbot Inn, dated back to at least the early 17th century. The inn was the venue for the examination of witnesses in a legal case heard in January 1639, in which Sir Andrew Kiverton claimed he had been libelled by William Greaves.
Don't know where my book's gone.
And then again, the two visitors, a visit by two travellers to the Talbot Inn was described in Isaac Walton's book, The Complete Angler, first published in 1653. And it was in the marketplace outside the inn that Charles Edward Stuart declared his father, James Francis Edward Stuart, King of England, Wales and Scotland, while passing through Ashbourne in December 1745 during the Jacobite Rising. Although the inn was largely demolished in the mid-19th century, the basement remained in situ when the current building was erected. The new building was designed by Benjamin Wilson in the Italianate style, built in ashlar stone, and was completed in 1861. The design involved a symmetrical main frontage with three bays facing onto the marketplace. The central bay featured an elaborate porch. The other bays on the ground floor and the central bay of the first floor were fenestrated by round-headed windows, while the outer bays on the first floor were fenestrated by square-headed windows. At roof level, there was an ornate carved pediment with a clock in the tympanum.
Hey, Susan.
Internally, the principal room was the main hall, which is the ballroom. It was originally conceived as a market hall, as evidenced by the inscription "Market Hall" carved in the stone around the clock. After new market facilities were established elsewhere in the marketplace, the building was repurposed as an events venue and subsequently referred to as the Town Hall. When the area became an urban district in 1894, rather than establishing offices in the Town Hall, civic leaders chose to erect offices for their officers and their departments in Compton Street in 1900. In November 1930, when a fire bell rang, it was being rung to summon the fire engine, blah, 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 on west side of the marketplace. A heavy bar fell from the bell mechanism, killing a member of staff. Following local government reorganisation in 1974, the new Ashbourne Town Council established its offices in the building and started to use it as its meeting place. The Tourist Information Centre was also established in the building. An extensive programme of works to restore the crumbling facade of the building was completed in October 2018.
Oh, what's quite interesting is we had the name, as you they can't see that bit, can they? It said there's a picture and it says Ashbourne on the December.
I've got it on.
Oh, have you got it?
Yeah.
I'll let him put this picture up because the first name that come out of the Alice box was Charles, and this is how relevant Charles is.
This is actually a picture I took.
Yeah, I know it is.
I took it the first time we went.
The screen window. So that, and Charles was the first name that came out. And what followed Charles was Fire and Burn, which were both relevant to the building. But for Charles to come out straight away on Alice Box, that just was so interesting, because at the time we didn't link it back to the Charles outside the building, because if we would have done, we could have asked more questions for Charles. But yeah,
I didn't read that sign till like nearly end at night.
Yeah, but when we were going up and outside, weren't it, that a lot few of us read it? Yeah. But we couldn't put. There were no other names, I don't think, that come out. That were.
Jenny must have come out because
Jenny came out a lot of times. Yeah.
Because Sophie actually, they got what they believe were a spirit or an energy of a lady, and they called her Jenny because of the amount of times Jenny came out.
Right. But yeah, we had soldiers.
Well, this is another report. Reported ghosts. The town hall has many reports of strange occurrences. The on-site caretaker was in the building alone one day and claims to have heard loud footsteps coming from the ballroom above him, followed by a terrifying scream. In the council chambers, people have heard loud and continuous knocking coming from within the walls, disembodied voices, and the sound of footsteps growing louder and closer. Doors slamming, sightings of a tall shadow figure lurking in the corners, slamming doors, and objects being moved are all reported at Ashbourne Town Hall. In the small room at the back of the chambers is a hatch that reveals a stone spiral staircase that leads down to the old cellar of the Talbot Inn. The stairs are now blocked off several steps down, but when the hatch is open, it is said paranormal activity increases and a foreboding atmosphere is present. A woman entered the chambers and quickly had to leave as she suddenly felt ill.
They did, Scots. We didn't feel ill though, did we? Did anybody feel ill? I'm going to let Claire talk about her experience in a minute, but did anybody else feel ill in the building that was there with us? I never felt any untoward energies or anything that made me feel out of sorts for myself. I have got a clip. I will try and show it you because it is on my phone. John's still not clipped it properly yet to put it on page.
We've got,
but it's the terrifying moment.
A couple of
newspaper things.
Newspaper clippings.
See if any of these then link into any information we got coming through.
So this one says, I believe you don't believe me. Down for a pint. Given to the Earl of Shrewsbury at Ashbourne for 2 gallons of claret wine. I don't even know, 5, summit, whatever. To Gregory Berkhamshaw for a cake. To Thomas Taylor for sugar. 2 Talbots on this day as supporters of the Shrewsbury Arms. In itself was evidently a place of note on the arms. Noted Harold visiting Ashbourne in 1611. It is thus mentioned in Waltman Cotton's Angler. We will only call and drink a glass on horseback at the Talbot and away, and the traveller orders ale in spite of the warning given later on that Ashbourne has, which is a kind of riddle, always in it the best malt and the worst ale in England. The following notice of this famous house appeared in the register there in 1639. Edmund Buxton of the Talbot, baptised June 15, 1715, and daughter of Mr. Rob Law at the Talbot, received July 24, 1717, to the church. Richard, son of Mr. Rob Law of the Talbot, which child was baptised by Mr. Dakin above a month ago, baptised March 8, 1722. Gilbert, son of Jeremiah Groves, Talbot, Ashbourne.
We didn't get any of them names coming through, though. I don't know if you need to turn volume down on that one. Unmute it, keep hearing a feedback from you.
Yeah.
When that's up. No, it's only when that one's up. But we had nothing come through for any of them. Go on.
This one says the Talbot Inn stood in the marketplace until about 60 years since was the first inn in Ashbourne. About this time, a wing was divided off for a private dwelling, and the famed Talbot reduced to an inferior pothouse and continued thus degraded until the year 1786, when it was totally demolished by Mr. Langdale, then a builder in that town, who erected a very handsome structure on the site.
Which would have been
Town Hall.
Town Hall.
There's that one. W.J. Myers and Co. beg to inform their friends that they have a select stock of the above ales at their stores, Town Hall, Ashbourne, which they will be happy to supply at brewery prices. They also intimate that they have commenced brewing on their own account, and they hope to produce an article second to none for purity, strength, and flavour. Their prices can be obtained either at the store or at their brewery, Church Street, Ashbourne. I'll share you that one just to show you.
Scotty didn't feel ill, just a weird feeling, bottom of chest, heaviness almost, I guess. There were quite a little bit of an heaviness there. Hope you're well, Laura, my lovely, sending loads of love. But yeah, I think you're right, Scotty. I think certainly in some rooms, the energy that were picked up by not just you but other people when they went in them after you'd gone round and looked with us, when everybody else came in, you had a different look round. Other people, I think Claire picked up the energy in that room. I don't know whether Yo-Yo did. I'm not sure if Simon picked up a heavier energy upstairs. But it weren't in that upstairs. I mean, that it went back. It's upstairs to that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it were. I'll put this one up. Yeah, green.
I don't think last time we went you could get up to these two rooms, but this time round you could.
So there, in the back there, in that bit, was the toilet where the cellar was, and then there's another door
Steve.
just here, just around here.
And that led you upstairs.
And that led you upstairs to them two rooms.
And it were them two rooms where Claire's going to take over. How do I get
it's
that?
funny because when we initially did the walk round, Scotty felt unpleasant in there. Yolanda did. And Yolanda said it had got a funny smell. And Angie didn't feel comfortable in there either. But I didn't feel anything. I felt all right. But them three straight away.
I think Sophie picked up something as well up there. So Claire, did anybody else in chat pick anything up? If you can let us know, and I will put it up on screen.
Well, the room that Claire and Yolanda and everybody was in when they went up was above this room.
Yeah.
That little room that Lindsay's just took off. Bang above. And at the same time, Tim and Sophie were doing it
went a Ouija board.
No, it was like
a planchette, aren't they?
Yeah, planchette, yeah.
And Simon were filming it, and they got the energy of a woman that had been murdered.
Well, let Claire tell what she experienced first, and then.
Well, that's it. I've got nothing else to
add. Go on then, Claire. Tell us about your experience.
Yeah. So when we were in that room, like I said, I was in with Scotty, Yolanda, and Angie. All three of them were feeling uneasy. Scotty said he'd got an heaviness on his chest. Yolanda said it smells funny in here, and it did. I didn't notice it until Yolanda had said something, but it did. But I was like saying, I don't feel anything in here, nothing. So
Yolanda's just put to that, Claire. Yolanda's just put to that. I wonder if the energy was upset with you if you're not feeling it. It's possibly made you feel it, the energy later.
Maybe. But yeah, they were all feeling off. So we were trying to decide what the room had been. Not, quite recently. And we were asking questions. And people were putting in chat that they thought someone had been choked. They were gasping for breath. Maybe had throat surgery, something wrong with the voice box, that they couldn't communicate properly. So I asked if they could communicate through equipment. The ball went off once. And then we decided to try and get the camera into the bathroom because people were saying that they were feeling things in the bathroom. So I positioned the camera so you could just slightly see into the bathroom, and Angie put the ball in there. And the ball kept going off. I got the feeling that something was trapped in there, and when I asked, I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think the ball did go off. And then I got this overwhelming. I'm gonna cry again now. I just got so emotional. And tears started coming into my eyes, and I tried to carry on, and it just got too intense. So I said to Angie and Scotty, I'm gonna have to leave. Angie said I'll come with you. So I asked Angie and Scotty to take over. And then as I just literally left the room, it said on the box, I was murdered. Which, yeah, but that feeling, it was just, I don't know, it just like came up from my toes on and just all the way up through my body. I was just so emotional.
Yeah, and what come through was you had, like you said, there was I don't know whether this were all upstairs, but we've got soldiers shot, Donald, Monica, September, choke, grasp, Helena, Donald again, Jane, block, Derek, I was murdered, and then messenger. So when it comes through with I was murderer, obviously Claire come back upstairs to where we were, and she told us what she'd experienced. Obviously she went and took a couple of breaths because it really did affect Claire's energy. I mean,
I didn't know at that time that it said I was murdered because I'd left the room.
You had already left the room, hadn't you?
That told me when I got downstairs, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time as Claire was upstairs, like John just said, Tim and Sophie were downstairs, weren't they?
Yeah, in the room below them.
Yeah, and they were doing the planchette. And later on that evening, I said to Tim, I says, have you had anything? And he says, well, he says, to be honest, he says, when we were doing planchette, something really interesting come through. He says, we picked up a lady. Did he say she was around 38?
Everything after Gasp in the book was upstairs. Gasp was on the way up to the room.
Right.
So Helena, Donald, Jane, Block, Derek.
I was murdered, and messenger. Cheers, Scotty. At the same time Claire was experiencing what she was, while they were on the planchette, they'd got a lady's energy coming through. She was murdered. She said she was murdered, and they said she was around about 38. I can't remember whether they were calling a Jenny. I think they were calling a Jenny.
Only because Jenny had come through a lot.
Yeah, because they said Jenny had come through a lot. So they called out to Jenny. And what they got through was that she was a barmaid. So what's going to be interesting is once Tim's uploaded his, and we can see what they did, what we can try and do is put a clip in side by side of what you was experiencing and what they was experiencing in the room.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And just to see, do you know what I mean? We can try and timestamp it as well, because Tim will have time. We can't. It's difficult to timestamp it, but we'll be able to gauge it because they were doing it,
you walk past, so we'll be able to match them up from that bit, and then
that'd be brilliant. Horror kept coming out as well of the box. Horror, yeah, it kept saying horror.
Yeah. But I think that the pub when it was up the Talbot, it was one of those I'm going to call it delinquent pubs, but
it was a house of debauchery.
Yeah, so you can imagine what would have gone off in there, because you're not talking your posh nobbies going in there, are you? You were talking like there would have been prostitutes in there, probably. There would have been highwaymen.
I was just going to say something, and then he said prostitutes, and I didn't say it now, just in case anybody lives in the area or wouldn't say it.
But yeah, I mean, Yo-Yo's point was really shocking to see how Claire is affected. Claire gets affected like that on quite a few that we've been to. I think the first experience she had was Mosborough. That when we all went together, that's the first time. The Undesirables pub. That's better, Scotty. But yeah, Claire's energy, like John said, she's empathic. She's an empath, and the energies that she can pick up, I might not pick them up, whether John picks them up. The only one time when I picked up with Claire the energy, and that was when we were at that thing, but I think it felt uneasy, and we were saying it felt uneasy when we walked in. But out of the three of us, I would say Claire's more empathic than any of us, wouldn't you, for picking up on energies? And she always seems to connect to the female energies.
I do.
It were a ladies' energy in Mosborough, if you remember, Claire.
Yeah, it was.
It was the ladies' energy when we went to Bishop's house.
Yeah.
And again, it was the ladies' energy that you picked up.
So that was a small room where Tim and Sophie was, and Claire and that was in the room bang above her, basically.
But Claire, could you hear anything downstairs?
No, I didn't even know they were in that room downstairs. Oh, it's not that room, but you know where they were doing the planchette or whatever they were doing. I didn't even know anyone were in there because I came down the stairs and burst into that room to come down.
Were it this room that they were in then? Yeah.
No, they were in the room adjacent to that one. They were in the one with the big table.
They must have moved to that. Yeah, no, they were.
Right. When I came downstairs, they were in the room with the big table.
Yeah. So that's where they were picking it up as you were picking it up. But it was just really weird because it all seemed to happen at the same time. Because we'll actually see it on theirs when you walk through on theirs if Tim.
Yeah, because I went, oh, sorry. Because I didn't know they were in there, but there were no. I mean, we heard noises coming from outside and stuff, but
I think they swapped. Yeah.
But yeah, all the activity seemed to be coming from the bathroom. Like I said, the ball kept going off in there.
When we were in the hallway, when we first set up, and everybody were all stood. You'd got Jamie over with Tim and Sophie. You'd got Rob, Yolanda, Scotty, and then there were John, me. John were flitted, and then there were me, you, and Ange. Remember when we heard the male voices talking? Mm-hmm. Forgot to tell you while we were there. Me and John went to look.
There's nothing
at the side. There's an alleyway.
We don't even you can get out other end of the alleyway.
So when we heard the men's muffled voices, we need to listen back to that because the alleyway when we went outside, it's a dead end alleyway. You couldn't get out of it because it's where outside at pub where it's big gate on it. So there was no way.
Wow. Because we definitely heard voices coming from
like men. It were like men muffled. But you could, when you're coming back up and you walked upstairs and you looked out window, you could see the back alleyway. But it's not like anybody would have been round there. Now we can't say it were voices, but we can sort of like look and say, well, actually, it's not a walk through alleyway. So interesting how that happened. A big thing to point out is I think it's highly unlikely that was a toilet back in the day. So who knows what that was? Well, that could have been just like, that Scotty could have been a bedroom. Obviously, like you said, that toilet's been put in later time, hasn't it? So that could have been.
They didn't have toilets.
Yeah, if it were one of them inns that people could go and stay in,
that could have been Talbot room for Glory Hole.
Could be Glory Hole. If Talbot could have had rooms upstairs to it where they would have hired the rooms out, then.
Well, people were also picking up. They thought that someone had been locked in there.
Felt like somebody being locked in.
Yeah, people were also saying that they felt that someone had been locked in there.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that did happen as well. Not long before I moved the camera, I felt like a static on my head, like someone was doing this.
Yeah.
On my head. That was just before I went over to the bathroom.
Yeah. Now coming to this room, the far corner. John will put arrow on it when he's got a minute. He's finished doing his thing. That far corner there where the arrow is, that's where some of the tables, it was chairs that were stacked up there. There were like rows of chairs, weren't they, stacked up? And then on the end bit, there were 2 tables. From the very beginning of the night.
No, that's other end.
Oh, is it other end?
Because the doors at bars there. This is from that end.
Them doors were behind us, weren't they? They went into toilet.
Other way, they went to toilet, weren't it? So I don't think we've got a shot at this other end. We'll have to have a look. But there were like a row of
static Joe.
There were a row of chairs, all bunged up, and then they were like they were like 2 tables, weren't it? And we actually moved. What we kept hearing a knocking when we
One of
asked
them,
certain,
like one of them tables that's out there, isn't it? That folded.
they were like knocking on wall, and it seemed to knock, and it got louder to certain questions. We did try to debunk it. Scotty went and stood outside that door. Tim went and stood outside the door. John went and stood outside the door. Did anybody else? We're just them three. And when them doors were closed, you couldn't even hear us. You couldn't hear anything when them doors were closed. It was really interesting. Also in that room, we had a lot of equipment about, but they seemed to like Jamie's like tripwire kind of thing, whatever it were. That could only be triggered by, and your mobile phone had to be so on it. I mean, we showed you during experience, didn't we? John went and put his phone closed, and a person can't trigger it. And it literally, it was like somebody were running up it and then flashing at either end, weren't it? And it were. I
remember saying, go to nearest, piece of equipment that you like most, which is your favorite, and then it lit that up, didn't it?
Yeah. Also drained batteries out of a few things. It drained batteries out.
Oh, Robbie were amazing.
Yeah, drained robot batteries. It drained sort of twice. And it also the mel meter drained the mel meter as well. John had to switch batteries. Scotty's put, and also when we swapped places because you and Angie wasn't feeling anything, but me and Yo-Yo was. Switch over came out both times we moved. There you go. That's another thing that come out. But yeah, no, their voices weren't clear at all, Yo-Yo. But you were just like, it just sounded like men mumbling. But these, like I said, there were definitely nothing to sight. And the pub, if you think about it, the pub's on the opposite side. So we wouldn't have heard it from where we were. But we just never picked it up because it just sounded like it would come. Just sounded like it were next to you and Ange where we were hearing it. And I went, oh, it'll be outside. It'll be general outside. But that were quite early on that. So it'd be interesting to see if any cameras picked that up. Because that weren't long after we'd started. Yo-Yo put, it seemed to be in the middle of the room, and the middle of the room is where Scotty, Simon and I could feel that icy cold air. We thought we heard it were more to the side of where Ange and Claire were sitting, Yo-Yo. But
it sounded towards my left. Because I was sat down, it sounded, to my left.
But to Yo-Yo,
it's so odd because acoustics in that room,
But very, travel. Is that a picture of it? Yeah. John's found a picture of it.
This one I took.
Oh, is this the one you took? So we're going to show you where we heard the knocking.
It was the last time we were there.
Yeah, because tables aren't there, are they?
Yeah,
but we heard the knocking in that same corner. If you look back, we got that knocking noise and we couldn't do it.
Well, me and Scotty were trying to work out, how we kept getting the knocking in the bottom right-hand corner. We were trying to work out what was behind that wall. Because the room where you'd put the crisps and everything, that only came sort of a third of the way down that hallway, down into this hall. So it didn't come far enough to be behind that wall.
No. And it sometimes knocked on other corner and other side of the wall. But also what's interesting, I ain't got my phone, so I can't show it, but I'm going to put it on photos. I forgot what it were that sent me. I'm not sure if we did hear chairs moving. I don't think we did. I'm not sure. We did see the door try to open at one of the points, and the purple light lit up in front of it, like went with a bang. That were another interesting one. But somebody sent me a photo, and I can't remember who it was, so I do apologise. And they said they could see a shadow appear. Well, the shadows I could see.
You can't see it. They can only see it on that one.
Sorry.
On balcony.
Yeah, right. So that's where the knocking was there. We could hear it round this area here. So we moved one at tables and we put a table up front. So we put teddy bear, didn't we, and a ball on table. Yeah. But these two doors here, Jamie put this like
EMF
meter in front.
No, at first it was one that picked up movement.
That's right, a movement one. We did realise that if any of us moved, it could trigger it off. So we did debunk all that when it was happening. But we closed these doors and we put it down and we asked for them to try and open the doors. And they didn't do it when we asked, but not long after, it's like both the doors rattled and the object went off that were in front. But I can't remember whether it was the movement one or whether movement one had been put up here.
And it were EMF.
And it were EMF one outside. I'm not sure. But anyway, somebody sent me a photo. We'll find out who it is in a minute when I've finished telling you. And they said they could see shadows up here. Now, you can see a shadow there and you could see a shadow there. But on this, you can actually see where the shadows are coming in. But what we did catch, which I think it would have been on that one there, wasn't it?
No, it was the one above.
That one?
No, above.
No, that one.
That one.
No point me pointing. You can't see where I'm pointing to, can you?
So it's like that one.
Yeah. Zoom in.
That's
Yeah,
it.
got one of them things over it.
That's it. We're just as high as that. I think it were about there. Bring it down a bit.
But with that pole.
It's round that area. Yes, it's round that area. There's actually a figure of a man that were caught, and it's so distinguished that see where he were caught were there. Now that light is a green light, so that light is like, or is that a clock? Well, there's a green light.
Yeah, there were no light. It was
there's a green light that comes out, so we know it weren't that light. And the other green light.
So one on exit side.
The other green light was somewhere over here.
There's one up there, I think.
And then there's, but none of it's green.
They're like emergency
It's
lighting.
like emergency lighting, not enough to light up what that looks like, because you can actually see the gentleman's face. You could see like he'd like got really broad shoulders.
Exactly how I described it, how Scott has just said.
Yeah, and then you could see the roundness of the face, but then on one side it was like the face was like lit light shadows.
I'll try and get it out.
I can, and then I can tell you who sent it as well. It will. I'll send it you and see. Do you want all three or just the closest one?
Whatever. I'm gonna email. I've got to email them to myself. That's all.
Hang on.
I like sending myself emails because it's the only time I receive any emails that aren't spam.
It were Anne that sent it. So if I send you if I crop it and then I can crop it up. So again, that's that one. Save.
You were Fifi snoring.
Oh, I think that first one, same.
Oh,
She cropped it, yeah. Right, so let me just send these to John. And then we can hopefully get them up on screen for you. Where's that one done that one? So it sent me that one. So
no, Soldier kept coming out as well. I believe when Charles went there, I think he went with his foot soldiers.
I can't send it. You won't let me send it. You bear with me.
You have to send it by a messenger.
I'm trying.
You have to come back off edit.
Share.
Yeah. Chats.
Messenger. Oh, it's all changed, hasn't it?
Make sure you sent it to right, John.
John, sure. It was only you who I'd send it to.
I don't know. You kept sending him to wrong John.
I did. Kept sending him to wrong John.
Not long John. Wrong John.
Share. Messenger. I don't like this new update.
Vigilante Soldier kept coming out a lot. It came out downstairs and upstairs.
I don't know. But do we know whether the thing is we've not found anything on soldiers?
Well, I've just said Charles. I think when Charles visited, he came with soldiers.
Oh, they were Jacobites.
And I forget what the club was called across now. Scotty, can you remember?
Ex-servicemen's club or something.
Ex-servicemen's club.
So soldiers would have been, but also there were Jacobites in that area, and Jacobites were soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I just do you know when you look back and you think, oh my goodness, we've got all this information now. We could have been asking this on lives. So I think what we need to do is when we got at prison, I think me and John or me and you need to look up the history. So
yeah, at least one person needs to know the history, don't they, to try and like nudge you in the right direction.
Yeah, either John's gonna have to know history or I'm gonna have to look at little bits of history so I can like ask the questions that need to be asked.
If we're going down that path, you can.
Then we can go down the right path of questions. So I think that might make Saturday night's investigation a lot more where they can come back with an answer. Because if I know that, say, I don't know, there's something to do with one of the servicemen that worked, whether it's fire, ambulance, or police, if we're going down that line, we can sort of like come back, I can draw you back in, or John, whoever's got a good memory. I think that would be a good idea because
Scottish just put apparently in Ashbourne there used to be an RAF base in use 1942 to 54.
Wow. I wonder whether we can go in that map, Scotty, and look at overlay on map and see whereabouts it would have been compared to where Town Hall is, how far distance it could have been. Even Mandy, my lovely. But yeah, I think it was such an amazing night. And like I said earlier, there's so much footage that we've not even had a chance to go through yet. Did you have any more experiences, Claire, when you were out with everybody else? You know, like when you and Ange and Yo-Yo and Scotty were going off on your own. Did anybody else have any experiences?
We had a really good one around that big table.
You did. I'm going to play that in a bit. I'll play it, but we'll upload the footage. And it is, I'm calling it the moment of terror. Because I'll tell you now, it was sheer terror for those in that room.
It was.
So, I will... have you managed to get him, Duck? I'm hoping he's got him. He's just got to.
But I mean, obviously,
I'm just glad I didn't scream.
I didn't scream, Scott. You just hear me laughing like an old witch because that's my way of dealing with fear. After I realise I'm all right.
It was just, honestly, it was so funny.
I obviously can't speak for Yolanda, Angie and Scotty, but all night I was saying, like, I knew something was there, but I weren't getting no real vibes.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
Maybe I should have kept. Why should you keep your mouth shut?
I'm kidding. But no, I would just. Do you know what? I just enjoyed it. It was just everything that were coming through on the box, everything that kept lighting up. I just enjoyed the full night. It was just amazing. Right. And it was just so good to get back out.
No, I know you're doing that. I'm just going to find that footage.
There you go.
All right, so here we go. So I got sent this photo. Put it on big screen. Can they see it if I touch that then? So I got sent this photo here, right? And you can see balcony. So the shadows where I was looking at, where I thought was there and there, which when you look at the daytime one, you can actually see where them shadows are and it's from thingy. But then as I was looking in, I looked over this bit here and you can just sort of like start seeing like a face. Well, it looks like a face. You can see the white, but it looks like they sort of like sat down. So the next picture we jump to, and we've gone in closer with it. Now, I'm not saying we've caught an apparition. I'm not saying what we've caught. We've caught something that we can't explain. When we looked at it, we couldn't explain it because, like I say, it's just so clear. And it would, and I'm not sure whether this is even what Anne sent me to look at. So I could have missed. There could be something else on that back. So how do I go in? Is it that one?
Mm-hmm.
But then how do I move it across? Oh, that's it. So I don't know whether you can see, but what I see is I see the shape of the head coming out like that, so it's round. But this side here, He's sort of like illuminated in his face. I can see the white shirt.
I can debunk that right now.
Can you debunk it? How? Do you think it's that pillar?
Yep.
Where are you looking?
There.
No, that's the pillar.
That's the pillar. I can debunk
Because it's
that
got an
straight away.
identical. I'm pointing again, and you can't see. It's got an identical one before it.
But it really did look like a man when you looked at it on other pictures.
Are you sure you sent that one?
Yeah, it's the right picture. It's the one I showed you.
Because the one you showed me looked like a man in a white shirt.
No, it's the exact same photo.
So that is a pillar.
That's the pillar.
No, that's the exact same photo as what Anne sent me. I'm going to show it John now on my phone.
Yeah, that is the pillar. It's evenly spaced from other, and you can tell it's more or less identical.
That's brilliant for debunking. Look, there you go.
Yeah, it's the pillar above it.
It's the pillar. So, wow. So we've debunked that. So that, what looks like, so just show them where it looks like you can see the face, you can see the shoulders.
See, I can't even see it on that one.
Should be able to.
No.
Can you see my phone, Claire?
Yeah.
Can you see it on the phone?
Well, it's right tiny, but yeah, it looks different to there, obviously, because of lighting. But yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you see that bit there?
Yeah, I know what's. I know. I know where it arches. So, yeah.
Look.
You've got that bit short. You've got that bit coming out, haven't you?
Yeah, screen, window.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that.
So it's that bit coming out. So that's the white bit that looked like the shirt. Wow.
It's that bit there.
Yeah.
Above the arch.
It looked right good and all on your phone.
Do you know, it looked amazing on phone.
It did.
There, you can see it there. Look, it's coming up on phone. So what we could see the round face. You could
the
see
shoulders.
You could see the shoulders. You could see the arms.
It just shows you though, doesn't it?
You can see everything. Do you know? I'm really glad we've done that and put it up.
I mean, no.
In search of. I can't see any coming up. I can't see any coming up in search of paranormal, my lovely. But we do anyway, my sweets. We always ignore them. It's all right, Red. They're just nobodies. But do you know what? That just goes to show how easy it is to debunk something when we're looking at after the fact.
Yeah. It actually does look lighter on phone.
It does look lighter on phone than what it does on the one that I sent John.
1,000%.
But yeah, it does. You can see it very, very clearly. There it is, part of the wall. So
I did that to you before, though, didn't I? I sent you something, and it looked like a man. Yeah. And then I had to get in touch and say, Lindsay, it's not its bench, it's the arm of the bench.
It's the arm of the bench because it looks so like it. It really did. And last night when we were looking, we were like, oh my God, we've caught something, but why is he floating in midair? We did ask ourselves that question. But you know, this is the thing, guys. This is why when we're doing anything like this with paranormal, you've always got to, like we've just done, put pictures up and double put pictures up. That's why it's good when you can change the colours. Yeah, it is, Joe. But then again, sometimes when you can change colours, even if I'd have changed colour on that one, maybe so it might have because I'd not lightened the colour. But again, what a fantastic catch of pareidolia. Do you know, people, we said these things when, it's pareidolia, and it might be pareidolia, but how amazing is pareidolia? You know, when you look at it like that, obviously we want the real stuff. Hey, Debbie, obviously we want to catch the real apparitions, and we know that they are out there. The RAF base was 1.8 miles straight line away from the town, also not too far away. Wow, Scott. Wow. So soldiers again were relevant. I think we've caught a lot of relevant stuff. It's just like getting together and putting it together. But maybe his energy was by the pillar, though. No, but what I'm saying, what John's saying, is, you know, the pillar, which is there, the white bit there, there must have been some dark shadowing around it, and the white bit there is sort of like come forward, and that's showing what we thought was a shirt, and it's not.
But the thing is, on your phone, because it's a smaller picture, it's more compact. It did look like someone wearing a shirt and they've got the shoulder.
TV last night was saying you're boring last night, and saying about GS Paranormal needing to get a life, but notice they've took the live down. At least you don't fake like them. Well, thank you very much, In Search of the Paranormal, but yeah, I'd rather be us than them. But no, we all work differently, and to be honest, if they find us boring, that's fine. You know, we don't watch other people for not for similar reasons because they're boring, but because they work differently to how we work.
And things like that.
So yeah, I mean, we don't go like you say,
chucking holy water everywhere, saying it's a demon.
But yeah, you know how it is. But no, it's one of them. It's over our head, Search the Paranormal. But thank you for letting me know that people were having a nice little chit chat about us. It is nice to know that your fellow paranormal community who don't even know you and have never worked with you can call you out when they don't know you. At least I only call people out I know.
I suppose we are boring to some though, because we don't find everything up time. We don't find everything up time.
Like you say, we are boring. What are you doing with me? We are boring in a way for some because it's real. There is no jump scares, there is no Desmonds. Nobody gets attachments, nobody's taking anything home, nobody's running around like a loon screaming. I mean, amount of times John goes out on his own to these locations, and do you know what I mean? It's good on him, you know, but others go out, and I'm not calling them, I'm on about everybody in particular. They go out and they're running around screaming, and you know, so, but like I said, it's each to their own. We all investigate. We're happy to investigate boring and have real people with us who enjoy what we do. So for those that don't like it, don't watch. Don't watch. It's that simple. Anyway, enough of the D word over the head. But this Saturday coming up again.
Did you read what Scotty put?
No, a bit further away from that, there's a photo of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth inspecting members of the Royal Indian Army Service Corps at the camp there. Wow. But this is what I'm saying, you know, like when you're getting evidence coming through like this, and we can back that evidence up that's coming through. I mean, amazing. How amazing is that? Do you know? For everybody that were on investigation, and for everybody that's up and take that down, babe.
I can't. I'm trying to do something.
But yeah, even those that send stuff, as I sometimes do, only ever type what I sense, never had any extras just for that. Exactly, Mandy. Do you know? But ET aren't paranormal thrill inventors. No, we're not. Oh, thank you, Debbie.
Mandy, when you do put stuff in that you sense, we can then ask questions about that. And sometimes, you know, it does all connect.
It leads, doesn't it?
It leads, it definitely.
Yeah. I mean, War Dog last night bought some brilliant equipment as well out that is that expensive. But I do want to get one of them. I'll get a 10-string one though, and not a 12. 300 quid, 500 quid. It's a hell of a lot of money to be paying for one of them. We have found one for about 120, I think it is. So maybe we'll go down that route if John can buy one. But what I love about you and John is something comes from the spirit box. You don't just take it as it. You ask again for them to tell you. But in that part of investigating, it's like what we say. We don't want to be most haunted. We don't want to be Zach Baggins. We don't want to be. We're not in it for that. We're in it because we've lost loved ones that we'd like to know that they've gone to that place, that we all believe that there is a place where we go. We all love to communicate and contact them again. So that's the reason we're doing it. We're not doing none of it. Me, John, Claire, Yolanda, Scotty, Simon, even Simon. He does it because he
want proof. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. And they can call us boring and they're not going to drag us into drama like they want to.
They want this big tit, so we come off and say, oh, they've done this and said this, and then it brings them views, and we just don't.
No, each to their own.
Each to their own. Like I said, if we're not your cup of tea, we're not your cup of tea. But we do it for what we do it for. You know, it's not for big views. It's just for those that are interested in.
I do find it funny though that certain teams don't do anything for ages and then suddenly come back and try and cause drama to get the.
But they try and cause drama with teams. For me, you know, this drama malarkey. They must see. Do you know, in a way, I take it as a compliment. You know, Claire.
Just jealous.
I take it as a compliment.
Jealous.
No. Do you know when? Do you know when? Knowing you hear people going off and like we just had somebody come in and say, "Oh, somebody's talking about you." Do you know, in a way, I take it as a compliment because for a team who's got twice our viewers, twice the people that support us, we must be a threat to these big teams out there, or so-called big teams. A little team like us, we must be a threat for them to even bring us up. We're not even a competition league.
I'm gonna just say, yeah, but that word competition, we're not even part of that. Like,
No,
we don't do it for competition.
No, do you know what I mean? We've passed as school days and as bully days and as picking on.
We do it because we're interested. We do it because we're compassionate about it. We do it because we want answers, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is, people like to, if they can get drama going, this is coming off subject that we're talking about tonight, so I'll shut up in a minute. But I think if they think they can cause drama, it's going to create more views for them. So people that follow us will start watching them now to see if they're slagging us off.
We've got 5 more viewers since we started talking about this.
No, but do you know what I mean? I think people that slag you off, what they do is they're hoping that then the viewers that watch us, that enjoy us, will then go over and watch them to listen.
This is how much it's affected me. And don't say it, but I can't even remember who they said it. So there you go. Gone.
Oh dear. It does, Debbie. It does. But yeah, of course you're a threat because you investigate. I know. You know, it's not come through. It's not come through whatever he's looking for.
Try to send that video to myself.
Oh, I'll try and show you video. This is the moment that it's not a very clear one, I'll granted.
Lindsay just filmed it off my phone.
I filmed it off John's phone.
Might be actually easier me showing it on my phone, but I'd have to find.
No, you'd have to find it. I think this is it. So this is the moment that was Scotty's. Shut up. I want it paused. That's it, it's paused. Right, so I've got this on my own phone, which lights.
Can't see it, but light.
That's it, you can see there, can't you? Right,
yeah.
So
we're sat in pitch black.
Just pass me the phone, woman.
Oh, it's there.
To show us that energy is in this room. Could one of our own energies, one of our own guardian angels,
so
one of our own spirit guides, whatever they may be called, that is with either Simon, Scotty, and Claire or myself, could you make yourself, your presence be felt in this room by showing one of those lights?
So they did ask for a sign from a guardian angel.
They did. They asked for a sign from a guardian angel and
Rob
Rangulander. So for that was, and that will be going on, and I am going to name it and call it, and it might be clickbait, but it is a real genuine. It is a real genuine
thought of the
one.
title.
Go on.
We're going to call it Night of Terror, OMG, WTF, Gone Wrong.
Can't can't believe it. We're all just sat there in
you
pitch
know.
black, couldn't see anything. You couldn't see
Scott
nothing.
is-
Absolutely nothing. It was pitch black. And we're all sat there. Yolanda's asking the question, and we're all sat there. And then all of a sudden,
Have you seen what Scott is put?
oh dear me.
Well, I'm going to clip it. I'm going to clip it. We just did that
Yeah.
really quick. We just found it on my phone.
We are. We're gonna-
and filmed it with Lindsay's phone from mine.
Yeah, but it was just so funny because Yolanda's saying, "Can my guardian angel give me a sign?"
Obviously,
and
Rob's the guardian angel.
Rob's at Yolanda's other half,
Oh
and he
dear.
rang her just when she called. But yeah, to be sat there in dog. I mean, Simon's actually caught
Poor
that
old Rob.
footage.
I bet Rob didn't get a McDonald's on the way home.
I nearly threw my mobile off my lap, says Yolanda, as I was holding it when it rang.
Oh, yo.
I nearly had a heart attack. I think Angie jumped up and grabbed hold of my arm. I'm surprised she didn't mark me arm. Grabbed me that tight.
Oh God! It was honestly, it was amazing. It was so funny that.
That was towards the end at night.
We're at about 20 to 22.
They've gone about 12 o'clock. I said, if you come back for about 1:30, they've gone down about 12 o'clock. I said, come back for about 1:30. Well, it got to 21 and they went back. So Rob says, oh, has Yolanda got her phone? I'll ring her. And Liz says, well, I can message Scotty.
I was debating to message Scotty, and he says, oh, I'll ring yo. And it was just absolutely.
It was meant to be.
Class. But
couldn't have timed it any better, I'll tell you.
What a good finish off for a night, though. You know, what a class finish for a night. A night of that's how the night of terror ends. So we've got to go through footage. Steve, it were perfect timing, yo. Steve's going to go through his footage for us again because he's going to rewatch.
I've got to go through the footage.
John's got to go through footage on his phone.
We did record quite a lot as well.
Yeah, you did a couple of pre-recordings, didn't you? And went round. So we've got them to check through. Once we've done that, we will upload anything that we find. Like I said, we can debunk things like we've just done. So always make sure that when somebody shows you something that you think is paranormal, get a side-by-side photo first, because like John's just said, how that come out, that just created in that moment a perfect.
Yeah. See, I didn't really see the picture at that
shot.
night. They just quickly showed it me, and I just saw a light. I didn't really examine it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Well, I've not really had a chance to look
but
at
we
it.
We were like, oh my God, look at this, because it really does look clearer.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's trick. It's the trick of the
and then
light.
as soon as you've blown it up, and it's not the same lighting and everything.
A boring photo. My first investigation ever. I nearly had a heart attack. They're trying to kill me. But yeah, no, it was a class night. I do hope though you can all join us for our what did Simon call them? Our pay-per-view. We pay, you view on Saturday. Morning, Bon. How are you, my love? Like it was poor Scotty. I hope you can join us for Saturday night, because it is going to be an interesting night again. It is going to be investigated in our style. But it's going to be amazing investigation. That I think it's not just. I'm saying amazing, not because of the activity that we're going to get.
I've never been in there ever.
That's what I mean. It's going to the whole night's going to be an amazing night, because we're going into a location we've never been, where there has been paranormal activity felt by. It's not just people that have gone in; it's felt by staff and it's felt by members of public, which makes it even more interesting to go in and do. And I just, and again, we're working alongside Tim. Simon's going to be there. We're going to meet Mandy and her son for the first time. So that's even, do you know what I mean? It's just like we know that we've got a good set of people that we like building that friendship up with. And so hopefully Tim's going to have uploaded some of his shortly. I know you were only uploading. I know
I think
War
he's
Yeah,
Dog.
can't wait to see that.
Yeah. I know War Dog's updated a bit, but not a great deal. He got hours and hours of footage to go through. But Simon's got, he has got hours, hasn't he, Simon? He's got hours and hours of footage to go
3
through.
phones he had going, 1 static camera.
Yeah.
And I think Jamie had
Wow.
about 5 cameras on that rig.
I know. I'm glad we go live. We hadn't got to see through all footage like that. Very true, man. Everyone worked well together. Oh, we did. Evening. I hope you're well, Bon, my lovely. That's how it felt as a viewer too, Scotty. Do you know, man? And that, do you know, that's what we say. You know, if it feels right, and
yeah, definitely.
It's just we all gelled, and it's
everybody just gelled. Everybody just got on.
Yeah, and we were going to be working with him again. Jamie's messaged me that there is some places Jamie's seen that he wants to investigate with us.
Oh, brilliant.
So he's going to have a look at Pratt. He did send one, and I can't work out where it is he wants to go, so I'm going to have to message him tomorrow. But he sent one. Evening, Karen. He sent one saying, can we investigate this? But then when I click on link he sent me, I can't seem to get on what he sent me. So I will get in touch and find out where that is. But so this week I'm resting up. My knees are short, my back's short. Claire's got to be careful of her hip. We've got a spiritualist church tomorrow night on Wednesday night. So we will come live. I'll be live through day.
We'll be live at night, a couple of nights. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be late.
Yeah, I mean Wednesday night's a late one anyway. So but we look forward to chatting. Claire, have you got anything else you want to say on this investigation, my lovely?
Apart from it was boring.
Well, I'd like to go back at some point. I really would.
Yes.
Definitely like to go back and maybe do more in that room. But as you know yourself, sometimes the more you go back, the more you get that trust with spirit, and they do come forward more. And then other times you go back and they never show themselves ever again.
I think as well in places like that, because people go in, it's booked up most weekends.
Yeah,
and
quite regular.
That when you've got a place that's got a history of paranormal or let's call it alleged paranormal in there.
Yeah.
Because you do get teams that go in and it's overworked because they expect so much of them. I mean, that's one thing we don't do.
Do you know what? Saying that though, I might try and find some other teams' investigations and see if they caught anything similar to us.
Could do. Have a look. If you Google, if I don't know about Facebook, but
that's
YouTube.
True. It'd be interesting to see if that room feels the same another night as well. If we get similar things coming through.
Exactly, Scotty. Well, what we can do is I can get back in touch with him and find out a date. I don't know, it's a September-ish time, something like that. Late September. I don't want to go really October, November, because that's when weather starts changing. And if you come home,
they killed you, woman.
Listen, me and Scotty.
I said to Lindsay, I don't want any winding roads on the way home. I want nice roads because it were pitch black, it were raining. Oh yeah, follow us, Claire, you'll be fine. Oh my God, roads were going like this.
I said to her when we came around that corner, I was
shitting myself, absolutely
we're not going main roads, Lindsay. It's not going main roads.
I did phone you. And I spoke to Ange and I said we're going to.
Yeah, because I couldn't answer the phone. I was driving.
Yeah. I said, we are going to be going through chats with sponsors and there may be an odd windy road. And
at this point, may I just add, there was nothing I could do because we were already on his way.
I know. We'd already set off.
There is just one thing I'd like to say to a couple of people.
That's a 2-year-old. But go more fund me for adult nappies, and we needed them Monday. Honestly, we needed them. It was so funny. The trip home, the hairpin bends, the steeples. And we got sat nav on, and we were coming down.
You're okay.
We were coming down, and I says to Scotty, and John's driving. I went, "Oh my God!" And they went, "What?" And I went, "Going over water." I went, "I'm just praying she ain't got a sat nav on."
I can't drive outside of water.
Yeah. I says, "I'm praying she ain't got a sat nav on." And the walls, because it was that dark, You couldn't
No.
see the
I
side.
went round this corner and Lindsay's with me, John. Slow down. You got class. I said, Lindsay, I'm doing 20 mile an hour.
I says, I'm not bothered. Slow down. I says, we're not
Oh, right.
waiting for her. But yeah, they were definitely. We went over. We're at 5 Lakes.
Now, luckily enough, I couldn't see, and Angie had got. She didn't even put sat nav on till like we're near end of it. Because I'd have just parked up and just got out, and I'd have cried and fit.
There you go, Claire.
Yeah, and this is me that usually leaves you for dust, John.
You leave us for dust when we're
But
driving.
no, on that road, studying hell, no.
4 or 5 rivers, yeah, no, it were class.
Oh.
I want to thank you for everybody that watched and has rewatched and joined in and put what you see, feel, and sense in chat, because it does make a difference and it does help us when we're going through history of places to get validation as well. Because
And I
there's
think
quite
it
a few
helps
of
us asking questions as well.
Yeah,
that's quite bad actually, isn't it?
You're driving and you say lucky enough. You're driving, you say lucky enough, and I can't see.
No, I couldn't see the water on the sat nav.
Was you driving?
I probably were driving like that in places.
Dear, what a comedy now.
Oh, we're awful.
Yeah, she kept saying, "Oh, well," so I texted her and just put, "I love you."
To John and Scott and saying she's gonna kill me. I says, do you know? I says, shall I ring her and just say love you and put phone down? I says no, because she might not speak to me again.
Oh my God, I rolled it steering wheel like that.
Why?
Blood coming out of my hands. And Angie didn't help because she kept saying, Claire, bad bend coming up. Like,
oh, do you know? Class. It's a bad bend.
Makes me laugh with you two, because Angie don't like motorways and wants to go backways, and you don't like backways and want to go motorways.
I like my motorways. Get my foot down. So
she's never going to speak to you again. She wants Scott.
And you know what she said? Scott, he'll back me up. She went, "It's okay. I'll just say John said there were no back roads."
He says, "Don't you say it with me." He says, "Don't you say that I said that there were no back roads." He says, "I never said that." When I am, I said, "She'll believe me if I." I said, "I said, do you think she'd believe me if I said John said that there were no back roads?" I said, "No." But yeah, I did say at one point, "Shall I stop car and get out and get in with Claire?"
Me and Scott were like, "Yeah."
That's all.
We're just going to pull up and dump Lindsay at the side of the road.
Yeah, Lindsay wanted to shift the blame. Hey, Scott, you're supposed to be on my side.
Yeah, it was just pitch black, no street lights, and then it kept raining, and then I couldn't see. I was like, oh my
It
God.
was snowing at one
He
point.
said it was snowing, and I'm like, please
Or
don't
railing,
tell
rather
me.
snow or rail.
I said, please don't tell me it's snowing. I said, she's literally gonna stop car.
I'm just so glad I went in Land Cruiser and not my car.
That's so funny.
You'd have been all right if you'd have gone in Aaron's car. It'd only been little. It seemed like a motorway, wouldn't it, going down them little roads?
Yeah, that's it. I was driving a bloody tank.
You were actually, yeah. Which way did you come in then? Did you come motorway in?
Yeah, we went motorway towards Alton Towers, but then it did go on to country roads, but they were better than them. A lot better than them was. Put it this way, there were a bus going on these roads that we came on.
There were lorries going on ours.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Right. We're gonna love you and leave you. We'll be on it morning for those that want a morning chit chat. And then I will be popping over to members to do some more spiritual journeys. We are members. Our road was blocked off. We had to take a detour. Very pleasant as we drove through Nottingham. That's a detour. You should have followed us.
Yeah, we could have. If we remember the team,
I thought we were going
attachment home.
I thought we were going to the middle of the peaks at one point. Oh, on the way in there, it took us.
That road. That I'm saying to Andrew, I'm so glad this is automatic.
Well, when we picked Scotty up and we were going in, oh my God, I'm thinking, I hope Scotty knows that. I'm thinking, I hope he's looking at that. thinking it's showing him that we're going to Ashbourne. It took us on a right route round, honest to God. And we're going through.
I'd have pulled up and got out and cried.
Anyway, we got there okay, and we got home safely, so that's good. So I want to say thank you to if when they do watch back. I want to say thank you to Tim. I want to say thank you to
Jamie.
No, hang on, Tim, Sophie, Jamie, Simon, Yolanda,
Rob,
Ange, Scotty, Claire.
Rob.
I said Rob.
You didn't. I said Rob.
Oh, Rob. I said Rob. Thought you'd said it.
That's okay, Paul.
And everybody for joining us because it was just a fab nice. It was just a great night for us all. So so no worries, Paul, my lovely. I need to sort out that conversation, that messenger, don't I? Is it a Cutch? Only the Welsh can Cutch. I'm sending you
only the Welsh can Cutch.
Yeah, I'm sending you a Cutch back Monday. So everybody take care, have a great night, and we will be live in week, but please.
We don't see you through week, I'll see you through window.
12th of March, Saturday. Live investigation. Fire and Emergency Museum. 8:45 p.m. till 1:45 a.m. ish on both. And come and join us for another good night. So take care, my lovelies, and we shall speak to you soon.
Take care. Bless be.
Bye. Bye.